slowly turning his head and looking at the guy behind him, who is already staring at him with a rather wild, scared look. Taekook raises his index finger to his mouth, urging him to be quiet. Okay, he's wrong listening in like this, but he also kind of needs to hear this. Well, I did certainly not know this was going to happen, if that's of any consolation. But Justin, let's be fair here, it's not working between you and me. This, our relation, is not about Taekook. Not really. Jungkook's low, pleasant voice now. The bloke, who has come up standing next to Taekook, puts a hand over his mouth, clearly nervous as hell listening to explosives like this, and it hits Taekook that this is probably a very bad idea, for many reasons, but for one, if this guy can't keep quiet, he can feed the gossip pages with material for ages. Too late to dwell in that now. But you admit to having feelings for Taekook? That you're gonna let him as soon as you've kicked me out. Taekook bites his lip and squirms slightly, avoiding meeting the bloke's look. Okay, this is definitely too much information for him. However, for Taekook, it's information that definitely helps him reduce the last bit of doubt. I do have feelings for Tae. I can't deny that. I'm sorry. I really am. Or I've probably always had feelings for him. I would have come to this conclusion with anyone I was together with. It's not you. Even if you and I admittedly aren't working together anymore. Why? What's gone so wrong between us so suddenly? Then it's quiet for a while, but Taekook knows exactly what Jungkook's going to say. He knows him well enough to know that the moment has presented itself. This is when he's going to go for the kill. This hasn't happened suddenly. You've always been weak for others' attention. You love a bit of flirting, and not so seldom you take it even further. No, how would you like to describe your behavior with Jack? Or with George, before him Jack? George? What the Taekook? They're my friends. You know that. What are you, a jealous? Or what? Okay. So, Taekook has definitely heard enough, and judging by the guy to his side, who's stepping on the spot and whose expression is very worried now, he is as well. Grabbing his elbow, Taekook firmly drags him back towards the tables and chairs in the sand on the beach and flops down on their seats. Right. Taekook accepts the word and drags a hand through his hair, fixating the bloke firmly with his eyes. I won't say a peep, he says hurriedly, and Taekook nods slowly, overly seriously, but he needs him to be with him in this. Yeah, it's kind of important that you don't. I won't. He acts like he's just witnessed a murder and right now is talking to the murderer. Taekook can't help but think. Almost a bit amused. But he stifles his smile. Cross my heart and hope to die, he continues, and now Taekook bites off a snort that involuntarily leaves his mouth anyway, and nods quickly. Thanks man, that's incredibly helpful, of course. Didn't see or hear anything. You can count on me, Taekook, and, like so many times before, Taekook gets the feeling that everyone knows him, but he knows no one. He doesn't even know his name, for sake. So, he asks, Namjoon. I'm Namjoon. Yoongi's cousin. Oh, Taekook can't believe he's been so nonchalant about him, and everyone else who wasn't Jungkook, throughout the dinner. Feeling rather stupid and impolite, he decides to make amends. Namjoon. He smiles warmly and puts an arm around his shoulder. Hey Namjoon. Boss, I wanna apologize for having been a jerk during this dinner. No, you haven't. And, regardless, you've clearly had other things on your mind. Valid things. Oh, okay, yeah, perhaps. And I really appreciate that you keep this to yourself. and Yoongi will hear about this rather sooner than later. I can promise you that. I understand. But, he hesitates and Taehyung nods to urge him on. I can't believe this. Did I just hear Jungkook say that he kind of loves you, even when he's with someone else? Those words go straight to Taehyung's heart, and he gets butterflies every time he thinks about it. I guess you did, but to be honest, it's not as complicated as it sounds. So, don't worry about it. Okay, are you guys getting back together then? Namjoon. Taehyung warns with a laugh, thinking that it really would be for the best if they stopped talking about this now. Namjoon laughs as well. You're the cutest couple ever. I just wanna say that, okay? Never break up again. Taehyung needs to give him a long, tight hug, for whatever reason. His body is all tingling and warm and happy, and everything just feels so good. When Jungkook and Justin come back together, Taehyung is in deep conversation with Namjoon. And he consciously doesn't look at Jungkook for a while because he's sure he won't be able to hide the hearts in his eyes at this point. And he would definitely not like to meet Justin's gaze either, right now. If looks could kill, and all that. He's not heartless. He feels sorry for him, especially if he's in love with Jungkook and regrets having acted on his flirtatious side. But with that said, Justin is not worthy of him. Absolutely not. Taehyung, on the other hand, knows how to treat Jungkook right, and God help him to contain himself from doing that, until Jungkook's fair game again. The evening rolls on, and when they return, they move to a temporary dance floor laid out on top of the sand, where Yoongi immediately gets behind the mixer table and starts out as the DJ. Taehyung and Jungkook have gone back to devour each other with their eyes, from opposite sides of the dance floor, undressing one another only with their intense gazes, dreaming about how amazing it is to have the other man all the way. They're still subtle, obviously, and Taehyung honestly doesn't think that anyone else notices. Justin is dancing, in the same ring as Jungkook, but not next to him, and he looks well pissed. Sometimes he looks over to Taehyung, but Taehyung averts his eyes immediately, every time. At midnight, Taehyung feels like he really has had enough. He's beyond reason, his whole body itching from how badly he wants to touch Jungkook, and the nice buzz from the alcohol is certainly not helping. He moves over to Jin, who's dancing rather raunchy with a guy and a girl that Taehyung remembers him hanging with on the boat. Taehyung can't help but eye them a bit curiously before he clears his throat to get Jin's attention. Yeah, there's definitely something naughty going on here, Taehyung is sure. I'm gonna head back to my room. I need a wank, like really bad. What? Why? It's only. Jin grabs the wrist of the guy and studies the watch on his arm. Midnight. He doesn't let go of the bloke's arm, and the bloke slides his hand down so that he entangles his fingers with Jin's. Jin lets on a wide smile, straight at Taehyung, knowing that he perceives it all. Drunk enough to be bold about it. Jin, may I have a word? Taehyung mumbles, leaning in against his ear. I don't need your parent talk, baby, Jin challenges, kissing him on his cheek. I know what I'm doing, Jin. Taehyung's voice is stern now. And that gets Jin's attention, slowly releasing himself from the guy and apologizes before walking off the dance floor. They stroll down to the water's edge, in silence, but once out of earshot for others, Taehyung says, "You've never been with a guy, and so hadn't you, before you were with your first guy?" Taehyung wrinkles his eyebrows until his mushy mind lets him understand what Jin's saying. No, you've got a point there, Jin. But I just want you to be careful. Yes, I will. It's a girl as well, if you haven't noticed. And I'm kind of comfortable with girls. If he wants to tag along, so what? Could be fun, something new, fresh, no. I don't know. Can you trust them? Who are they? There's some hot shots in the movie business. They would want to keep this discreet as well. Tae shrugs. If you say so. Don't do anything that keeps you from looking them in the eye in the morning, though. No, Dad, you with his eyes, is what he's doing. Tae mumbles, shooting the hotshot movie guy a quick look over at the dance floor, where he blatantly, hungrily follows Jin with his gaze. You're about to lose your virginity tonight, baby. What if I'm doing the topping? You'd still lose your gay virginity. Wouldn't you? Shut up. My bisexual virginity, if you need to label it. Tae shrugs again and ruffles around in Jin's hair. Anyway, I'm gonna go sleep now, yeah. About that, Jin smiles smugly. What's up with you and Kook? Tae eyes go round and big and his eyebrows shoots up on his forehead. He knows his expression is excessive, but he's kind of taken aback a little.